For over a century, the Panama Canal has been the lifeline of global trade, the ultimate shortcut connecting the Atlantic and Pacific. Every year, billions of dollars in goods flow through this engineering marvel. But what if I told you its days might be numbered? With climate change, droughts, and overwhelming demand pushing the canal to its limits, powerful nations and billion-dollar corporations are quietly racing to build the next great passageway. Some of these projects are closer to reality than you think. So where will the next Panama Canal be? And who stands to gain the most? Let's uncover the secret plans that could reshape global trade forever. The idea of a canal through Central America goes back centuries. The Spanish, as early as the 1500s, dreamed of a passage to avoid the long and dangerous journey around South America's Cape Horn. But back then, it was nothing more than a fantasy. Fast forward to the 19th century. With the success of the Suez Canal in Egypt, engineers saw an opportunity to carve a similar passage through the narrowest part of the Americas, Panama. But they had no idea what a challenge it would be. The first serious attempt to build the canal came from the French in the 1880s, led by Ferdinand de Lesseps, the mastermind behind the Suez Canal. But the Panama Canal was a whole different beast. The tropical rainforest, harsh terrain, and deadly diseases took their toll. Malaria and yellow fever swept through the workforce. Over 22,000 people died, and after losing nearly $287 million, the French abandoned the project in 1889. Enter the United States. In 1904, President Theodore Roosevelt saw an opportunity and took over the project. But first, they had to deal with the disease problem. Thanks to the work of Dr. William Gorgas, the mosquito populations were controlled, and deaths from disease drastically dropped. Now it was time to build. The project required one of the largest earth-moving efforts ever. Engineers dammed the Chagres River to create Gatun Lake, at the time, the largest man-made lake in the world. After 10 years of relentless work and 5,600 more lives lost, the Panama Canal officially opened on August 15, 1914. The first ship to cross? The SS Ancon. The canal works like an aquatic elevator. Ships enter one of three lock systems, Miraflores, Pedro Miguel, or Gatun, where massive gates seal off sections. Water levels are raised or lowered using gravity-fed chambers, lifting ships 85 feet above sea level before gently lowering them back down. The entire journey takes about 8–10 hours, compared to weeks at sea if they had to go around South America. Today, over 14,000 ships pass through every year, carrying 5% of the world's total trade. Using the canal isn't cheap. Tolls vary by ship size, with some of the largest container vessels paying over $450,000 per crossing. Even so, it's still far cheaper and faster than the alternative. To stay competitive, Panama completed a $5.25 billion expansion in 2016, allowing Neo-Panamax ships to pass through, ships nearly 3 times larger than before. But even this upgrade might not be enough to handle the next generation of megaships. There's another issue: water. The canal depends on rainfall to function, but in recent years, climate change has led to severe droughts, limiting the number of ships that can pass. If water shortages continue, it could spell trouble for the canal's future. The Central American region is one of the most strategically vital areas for global trade. It serves as a crucial link between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, enabling faster and more cost-effective transportation of goods between major economies. Any disruption in this region could have widespread effects on global supply chains, influencing everything from fuel prices to the availability of consumer goods. Given the increasing pressures on the Panama Canal, rising trade demands, climate change, and geopolitical tensions, several countries are now exploring alternative routes to create competition or backup options for global trade. Mexico is working on a major trade corridor through the Isthmus of Tehuantepec. Instead of a canal, this project would use high-speed rail networks to transport cargo between the port of Coatzacoalcos on the Gulf of Mexico and the port of Salina Cruz on the Pacific Ocean. The government has committed $4 billion to modernize ports and railways, aiming to provide a faster and more cost-effective option for certain shipments. However, while this corridor could serve regional trade, it lacks the efficiency of a true canal for massive container ships. Nicaragua once proposed an ambitious canal project backed by Chinese investors. Designed to be even wider and deeper than the Panama Canal, this massive project had an estimated cost of $50 billion. The proposed route would have started at Brito on the Pacific coast and connected to Punta Gorda on the Caribbean Sea, cutting across Lake Nicaragua. However, political instability, financial concerns, and environmental opposition have put the project on indefinite hold. Many experts now doubt it will ever be built. Colombia has also explored the idea of constructing its own canal, or an efficient land bridge. One of the proposed routes would connect the Gulf of Urabá in the Atlantic to the Pacific coast near the Baudó Mountains. With an estimated cost of $20 billion, a Colombian canal would require significant infrastructure development. Some proposals suggest an advanced railway system that could quickly transport containers between the two coasts, reducing shipping times. However, terrain challenges and environmental concerns make this a complex and expensive undertaking. As global trade tensions rise, the Panama Canal is becoming a focal point in a broader geopolitical struggle. China has been expanding its influence in Central America through investments in infrastructure, but the U.S. is determined to maintain its historical dominance in the region. Therefore, competition between these two global powers is intensifying, potentially sparking a new race for control over key trade routes. China has already invested in ports and logistics hubs, but the U.S. continues to strengthen its alliances with Panama and neighboring countries. If China were to back an alternative trade corridor, it could directly challenge U.S. interests, but such a move would likely trigger increased diplomatic and economic maneuvering in the region, further shaping the future of global commerce. There has also been renewed political debate over the canal's ownership. Recently, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has made headlines by suggesting that the United States should reclaim control of the Panama Canal, citing its strategic importance. While this idea has no official backing, it has sparked discussions about the canal's geopolitical significance and whether the U.S. might attempt to influence its future once again. Despite competition, Panama is not standing still. Engineers are exploring new ways to secure fresh water supplies for the canal, and plans for another expansion to handle even larger ships are being considered. For now, the Panama Canal remains one of the most vital shipping routes on the planet. But as global trade evolves, the question remains, will it maintain its dominance, or will new routes reshape the future of maritime commerce? From its deadly construction to its role in shaping world trade, the Panama Canal is an engineering marvel that continues to evolve. But will it stand the test of time? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more geography content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.